Hello, we are the group number 3. I am Daniel Garcia and I am with,
Elena Esquivel.
Valeria Montes.
and we are going to make a dramatization of talking about couples therapy, starting with Valeria.
Okay. Hello, guys. Thank you for answering me. I'm feeling so sad right now. I don't know how to talk with my husband about not having kids. I just want to do other things like travel or buy a new car, and he just keeps telling me that he wants kids. We talked about this at the beginning of marriage, but it seems like he changed his mind. We have been fighting for weeks, and I think this could be the end of the marriage.
Hi, Valeria. And have you ever thought about going to couples therapy? It is a treatment that is used professionally in order to improve the situation and relationship with the couple. It helps to solve some kind of problem that is interfering with the normal functionality or something that is causing suffering.
Hmm, I don't know. It could be a bad idea for my husband or think that I'm crazy.
But I agree with Daniel. It could be good that you go to therapy. I mean, I understand that not one in theory because I never want any. So I don't know. I think that you have to think about it if you want to go to therapy and if you want to repair the relationship because it may help you to grow. But I know that also it can be a self decision. Maybe your husband doesn't trust therapy. Maybe he hasn't heard much about it, so you don't have to rush it. You have time, so don't worry about it. Yes. Also, as a personal experience, I also have problems with my ex-boyfriend. We went to couples therapy for a few months. And yes, at the end we realized the relationship wasn't working for us anymore, and I think that's also okay. I mean, the couples therapy is not always about solving the problems. It can be also about help you realize that the relationship is not really for you. Yes, and sometimes going to couples therapy it can be hard because people can be judgmental, even in 2022. My family thought it was wrong that only broken people go to therapy. Um, that's what society thought them. I don't think value of them, but that's no longer the case. Therapy is a great tool for everybody. For you to admit needing help is really, really a great first step.
Yes, guys, you're right. It could be good for us as a couple to improve our relationship. We can learn some skills in solving these problems with better communication and reach an agreement.
Yes, you can start maybe for searching a therapist you might like. I think there's a lot of variety out there to each their own. Um, so you can also decide to change therapies if the current one isn't working for you. I mean, there's a lot of therapies, and maybe the one that you decide first is not the one that's really going to help you. So yeah, you can start by searching and maybe deciding that you want this and maybe then changing afterwards. It's really okay.
Yes, I'm thinking about what to do. In fact, there are like 5 different types of therapy. There is one called systematic therapy, and in this one, the couple is seen like an open system in which an exchange of roles, norms, and relationship occurs. Most of the problems, of course, because or are created because of poor communication and lack of expression of the needs of each person. I was reading, and it is also a cognitive behavioral therapy that is based on observing the cognitions, beliefs, and expectations of each one in order to work with the expectation about the relationship and try to eliminate behaviors that cause suffering in each person. There are others that focus on the individual development, emotions, and even deep analysis of problems produced since childhood.
Oh, wow. I wouldn't
Mhm.
imagine that therapy can help me not only with my social life, but with my personal life. And because I think I have problems expressing my feelings or thoughts, and this could be so for some issues, maybe in my childhood, but I never thought this could be a real problem.
Yes, I mean, you can also think about going to like personal therapy, just for you, not for necessarily for the marriage, because I think at the end it solves different problems, and as it's trying to solve different problems, it has a different perspective, and it will be more focused on you and your well-being. So yeah, I think that personal therapy it could help with your marriage because you will learn to communicate more. But besides that, even if your husband decide that having children is a real deal breaker for him, um, going through the separation would be easier for you, um, as you will already have like better coping mechanisms, and you will also discuss how you feel about it with the therapist, and they could help you feel find ways to feel better.
Yeah, of course. And I think we have this bad idea of therapy that is just for people that have a mental illness. But in therapy, you can have someone who is listening without judgment and teach us how to solve problem in a healthy way and live a happier life.
I think yeah, it's the same with mental illness. I think it's not necessarily a shameful thing. It can happen to everybody, like any other disease or any other illness. And I think in the end, we go to therapy to learn about ourselves and how to live a better life. Um, but it's the same that we do when we feel sick, or we get hurt. We go to the doctor to try to feel better. So I think it should be the same with therapy. Um, yes, and I wanted to ask you, Daniel. You seem to know a lot about therapy. Do you have any personal experience with it?
Yes, in fact, I had one. Well, there was a time when I need psychological help because I was feeling very bad, and I didn't know what to do. So I attended with professional help, and I realized that in any situation, negative thoughts always shut up in my head, and they were usually instantaneous. The psychologists teach me how to think more with a calm mind and try to reverse these negative thoughts and think of more realistic ones. I think that helped me to get out of this destructive cycle I was in. And it is always good to seek help. Sometimes we try to solve something, but we are blind on mind.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for sharing your experience. I think my husband and I must go therapy, and I have another idea of going to therapy. I'm not afraid of that experience anymore, and I will tell you how it goes.
Yeah, so this conversation is about the controversy of going to therapy, especially couples therapy. So to remind you all that there's nothing wrong with mental illness or going to therapy, that everybody needs a little help from time to time. And going to therapy, I think, is no longer any other thing that self-care is worrying about you and your well-being. So um, I mean, the older generations didn't have this resource. When it appeared, they weren't sure about it, they didn't trust it, and they thought they didn't need it. But now we know better. We know that therapy is really good and is really helpful. So if you feel that you need it, if you think it could be beneficial for you, you should definitely try it. There's nothing wrong with it. At the end, it will make you feel better and live your life to its fullest.
So this is all, and thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.